balls. Balls, balls, balls. Balls. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back, or if it's your first time to my channel, welcome. I'm back with you today to share my thoughts on San Diego Comic-Con 2022, the toy reveals. Got a lot of cool stuff previewed for us this year at SDCC, and I just want to give my thoughts on a few things. Most of these things I'm on board for. I want to buy them, and then there's a couple other things that I just want to comment on because I think they're cool. I'm going to be talking about Hasbro, the Marvel Legends line, the Star Wars line, Mattel with WWE, Neca with the TMNT line, and a couple of miscellaneous lines that I'm really excited about. And last but certainly not least, there were a couple of things shown by Funko. So I look over on this side of the screen. This is where my laptop is. I made notes of everything that I want to discuss here today. I probably will still forget something, but at least this is the bulk of everything that I want to mention. Before we get into it, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you have Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok, go follow me over there as well. All those links will be in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump right into it with Marvel Legends by Hasbro. A lot of awesome stuff shown this year at SDCC. A lot of Spider-Man related stuff, which is why I'm wearing my Spider-Man shirt. With Marvel and Hasbro celebrating the 60th anniversary of Spider-Man, a lot of awesome stuff is coming out. I'm just beyond excited for all of this new Spider-Man stuff coming out. First, of course, we have the Walmart exclusive Spider-Man that's based on the 90s animated series. Absolutely just beyond words. I can't even describe how excited I am for that figure. That is what got me into Spider-Man. The 90s animated show, that was my first introduction to Spider-Man, and I've been a fan ever since. So I'm super excited about this figure. I love the cell shading. I think that they missed a little bit on the leg. There's some lines on the torso that don't go down onto the legs, but we haven't seen the full figure yet exactly. It already has gone up for pre-order as I'm making this video. I tried to get this video out as quickly as possible, but you know, things happen. But that already went up for pre-order. Luckily I was able to snag it. There was a little bit of drama that morning because Walmart just not the best when it comes to pre-orders and their exclusives. Other than them being, you know, one of the biggest big box retailers in America, they don't really deserve to have exclusives. They don't handle them very well. Whenever they first went up, I think it was like 10 a.m. That morning, they sold out like 6 minutes or something like that. They were gone almost instantly. It might have been like 3 minutes. They were gone, and a lot of people were, you know, obviously upset. I was upset because it was so quick. However, later in the day, they kind of kept popping back in stock here and there. I don't know if that was them just putting up more. I don't know if maybe some of the orders got canceled. I'm not really sure, but people were able to grab them. A lot of the people that weren't able in earlier in the day that I follow on social media that weren't able to get one were able to get one later in the day. That was the boat I was in. Luckily, I was on social media a few hours later, and someone put up that they were back up on Walmart.com. On the same day that the Spider-Man went up for pre-order, we had the Retro Spider-Man Lizard. Now, I'm still not 100% on this figure. It comes with two heads, and the one head I really like, the one with the tongue out, looks really, really good. The other one, however, it's not there for me. It's a little off. It's better than the Build-A-Figure that they released years ago. That figure looks awesome. However, I know a lot of people do argue that looks more like a dinosaur or something like that than a lizard. I'm still on the fence about it, but I was able to get the pre-order in just in case I do change my mind. It's better to have the pre-order in place, you know, have a placeholder there and cancel it later on than pass on it and then later have a little bit of regret on it. So I went ahead and got that one as well. The big one for me was the reveal of the Spider-Man No Way Home 3-pack. We are getting Tobey, we are getting Andrew, and then we're getting another Tom Holland Spider-Man as well. It is a 3-pack. It is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, which is kind of a bummer. I know a lot of people were upset about it. I think mostly people were upset about the price tag of $89.99 for the 3-pack and it being a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, so you gotta tack on an extra like, $9 or something like that. And then with taxes for me, Georgia taxes, it came to 104, I think it was 104 and some change. So I mean that is crazy. I totally get it. It is kind of disappointing because we've gotten so many of the Tom Holland Spider-Man figures already. I have 2 of them. I have 2 of them myself. I don't need another one. The only difference with this one, at least with the proto photos that they showed, he has the black outline and the webbing, which has been missing from a lot of the newer Spider-Man releases. The mold is there, the lines are there in the mold, but the lines are not painted. I'm super excited. We finally get another Andrew era Spider-Man figure, this in the new suit, which just looks awesome. And then finally, after all this time, we are getting a Tobey era Spider-Man. And that one I am most excited for. That was my Spider-Man. Those were my Spider-Man movies growing up. Those were the ones. I've loved every film iteration since then. But for me, that's the one that is closest to my heart. Is the Sam Raimi Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. Really, really awesome set. Disregarding the price point. Again, a lot of people were complaining about it. Someone on that I follow on TikTok made a really good argument. Why is it $90? Well, we're getting 2 brand new Spider-Man figures, all new molds and everything like that. So that's a big reason. Also, Hasbro slowly going up to $25 to $30 per figure, especially some of these that they're considering deluxe. So you're thinking $30 for each of these figures. You're kind of pushing it, I guess, with the Tom Holland figure. But we're getting 2 brand new, completely brand new figures, new molds, all that kind of stuff. So the price is justified in my opinion. Is a lot, yes, but you're getting 3 figures, 2 of those figures completely brand new. We also saw the Disney Plus She-Hulk Marvel Legends figure. She looks really, really cool. I'm still not exactly sure about this series. I'm more interested now. The newest trailer or teaser or whatever came out for it. I'm definitely feeling it a little bit more. The CG at the beginning was not very good. Didn't feel right to me. I'm not really sure how to explain it. Just wasn't feeling it too much. But I will watch it. We got a little teaser that Daredevil is going to be in this, at least a cameo. Wong from Doctor Strange is supposed to be in it. Of course, we get Mark Ruffalo back as Bruce Banner. So we'll see how that goes. But the figure itself looks awesome. My only complaint with it is I feel like the green isn't vibrant enough or something. It looks kind of pale. Maybe that could just be the photos. I'm not really sure. Maybe it'll look different in person. Sometimes figures look better in person than they do in the proto shots and vice versa. But I think it looks really good. The head sculpt is right on. Looks just like the actress. I should have paired this with what I talked about earlier with the other Spider-Man retro wave, but we also got a peek at the Spider-Man retro Scorpion. Again, super excited about this one. Already got my pre-order in for it. Looks awesome. I'm always excited for more Spidey villains, especially, mainline villains like Scorpion. We also got a peek at the X-Men retro Beast. This one I really wanted to pre-order, but there's so much going on right now that I just couldn't justify it, especially considering I think I have an Old Man Wolverine Marvel Legends. Not that I haven't wanted to jump into collecting the X-Men Marvel Legends as well. It's just you can't collect everything, unfortunately. But it looks awesome. Beast was always one of my favorites growing up with the X-Men animated series in the 90s. I always loved Hank McCoy. I love that he has his lab coat and that it's cloth. I'm really hoping eventually we will get one that will fit smaller figures such as Spider-Man. Hasbro, please. That would be awesome. I really would love a lab coat for Spider-Man, especially with the Andrew and Toby coming out. So hopefully we get some of those in the future. The figure looks awesome. Accessories look really cool. My only complaint with this figure is that both heads, they have no, they're full white eyes, which it would be fine for the, snarling look like he was in battle. With the other one, however, the more like stoic, serious face would have been really cool to actually have, a pupil and iris and stuff in the eye, or even maybe a third head would have been cool to have kind of more like, a smiling kind of a beast, so that when he's like, reading his book or whatever like that, he kind of has that like look on his face. That's my main complaint with this figure. However, other than that, I think it looks awesome. Beast is one of my favorites. Hopefully this one is one that I will not, maybe this is one that I'll be able to pick up later on once it hits stores. We are finally going to finish out the symbiotes. We have Riot and Agony coming. Super excited about these characters. I don't know a lot about the symbiotes. I know a little bit about it just from certain times when I've looked up some stuff about Venom. I was lucky enough to pick up Phage when the Venom Pool wave came out, so I do have that one. I need to hopefully end up getting Scream and Lasher. Maybe we'll end up getting a new Scream at some point. That would be cool. But super cool to be getting the other symbiote children. And they look nice. All we've gotten so far is like, prototype. We don't have any packaging. We don't know what accessories and stuff they're going to be coming with. But they look good. I'm excited for them. I think some people were complaining about the coloring on Riot. I mean, I think it looks fine, honestly, but, that's just me. I guess maybe I'm not as picky as some people. And, their complaints are completely valid if that's how they feel. Then we got shown some of the Loki figures. We've got classic Loki. He looks great. They did a really great job with the sculpt on the face. It looks just like the actor. I love the effects that go in the hands. It looks really cool. I think that figure looks really awesome. Really hope that eventually they'll make an alligator Loki. If they do, I would assume that it would be a kid Loki and that he would come with him. And then they also showed Kang, which looks really good. Again, the sculpt is there. It looks just like the actor. I won't be picking either of these up most likely, but they looked cool, so I have to comment on them. I think they look great. And the What If series, Howard the Duck, coming with the Ant-Man head in the little jar or what have you. Looks really, really cool. I am a big fan of the Howard the Duck movie from the 80s, before I even knew that he was a Marvel character. I love that they're making this. I don't know about that Ant-Man head, though. It does I'm on the same boat as a lot of people. When I first saw it, I was like, okay, that's supposed to be Ant-Man, but that does not look like Scott Lang. And it doesn't really even resemble what he looks like in the What If show. Rounding off the Hasbro Marvel Legends figures, they also announced Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. It's a 3-pack featuring Spider-Man, Firestarter, and Iceman. This looks really cool. I did put in a pre-order for this one. I'm not sure if I'll keep it or not, but again, I would rather have it in place and cancel it later than regret it later and not be able to get it. I honestly don't know what the difference is in the Spider-Man figure versus the other one. It looks to me like it's exactly the same as the animated 90s animated series one that's coming out. It doesn't have that kind of cell shading on it, and obviously the eyes are a little bit more, are smaller, more slanted, like that era of Spider-Man. It looks pretty cool though, and I mean, if I can swing it, I'll definitely do it just to have Spider-Man and sell the other two figures. And as far as I know, that one is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive as well, and that one's coming in at $74.99. Next up, a couple of Star Wars Black Series figures that I'm excited about. We finally have the Luke Skywalker from The Mandalorian coming, and super hyped for this. It looks awesome. I'm a little bit iffy about Luke in The Mandalorian, or in this new Disney Plus era. He's rubbed me a little bit the wrong way, but I'm hoping that that changes. Maybe I just gotta kind of wait it out. A lot better than what they did to him in the sequel trilogy. However, still a little bit like, come on, Luke, you know, you're being unfair. But I still really do like Luke Skywalker. I loved that scene in the final episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian. He was incredible. He was a badass for sure. So really excited about this figure. And we're also going to see another Grogu figure. And a lot of people are like, oh, you know, they're kind of burnt out on Grogu, especially right now while there's no new show. It's just the popularity is not really there, so a lot of people are kind of rolling their eyes at another Grogu figure. It is on my want list, and it has been pre-ordered. The accessories are really cool. We get the accessories again that was released with the first release of Grogu in the Black Series, the frog, the cup, and the ball. But we're also getting his little sleeve of the macaroon cookies, but it also comes with the little necklace that Mando gives him that's got the mythosaur on it. So that's really cool. Nice little new addition to this figure. And I probably won't pick this figure up unless for some reason I find it on clearance or something one day. But the new Migs Mayfeld figure looks really cool. It's basically the same head that they released with the Migs in Disguise, but it looks cool nonetheless. It's nice to actually get him in kind of his regular attire as well as the disguise attire. Like I said, I won't pick this one up, but I had to comment on it because I think it looks pretty cool. Alright, into the Mattel WWE. There's a few things in this one. They showed off a lot of stuff that I'm interested in, which I was surprised about. They showed a lot of stuff in general, a lot of stuff I wasn't interested in. I haven't really been buying wrestling figures as much anymore. My interest is in other things, so I still buy some every now and then. I try to focus mainly on the Attitude Era, somewhere between like, 97, 98 to, you know, I don't know, 2002, 2003, where I kind of just lost interest. That was during the time that I was die-hard into WWE, especially in the late 90s and early 2000s. So yeah, I haven't been buying a lot of wrestling figures, but I think that they came for me this Comic-Con. They showed a lot of figures from my era that I want. First off, we're going to start with this one, Chainsaw Charlie, aka Terry Funk. I will say, this head sculpt is just not it. I don't know what they were thinking. I'm glad it comes with an alternate head, because it basically comes with a re-release of the Terry Funk head, because that's the one with the pantyhose is supposed to be over it. That's just not it. That's not working for me. I don't know what they were thinking with that one. I'm not really sold on the torso mold on this one either. It looks too muscular. It's not. It doesn't look like shirt, like shirt material. It looks like you took a regular, torso and you painted it red. And I know that they have molds. They have t-shirt molds. So why not use that? I know these are just prototypes, but Mattel, usually whatever they show, that's what it ends up being. They usually do not change or stray away unless it's for the worse from what they show. So most likely that's what we're going to get. The outcry for the head has been loud. A lot of people are talking about how bad the head is. Maybe they were fix that? I don't really know at this point. Probably not, because this was one that they showed actually they had in hand at Comic-Con. So there's a good chance that they won't. But silver lining, they are going to be including the regular Terry Funk head. So worst case scenario, ditch that awful head that it comes with, put that Terry Funk head on, and just, put an actual pantyhose material over the head, and boom, that'll be fine. And then they also had in hand some of the Elite Greatest Hits, which I'm super excited for. They're basically re-releasing old figures that, if you missed out the first time, which these I did, then you have a second shot at them, and hopefully they'll be more readily available. We'll actually see these in the stores. We've got The Rock, which looks awesome. He's got that lion, the gold and white lion shirt, which was one of my favorites. The Rock is one of my all-time favorites. The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, two of my all-time favorite wrestlers. And we're also getting another shot at Rikishi. I was a big fan of this guy back in the day. Teaming with Too Cool, doing the dancing, all that kind of stuff. He was really good, and then they went and ruined him by turning him heel and making him be the one that ran over Stone Cold with the car, which went over like a lead balloon, and then they changed it to where it's like, oh yeah, he was driving the car, but he did it because Triple H, paid him off to do it. But never got a chance to get this figure, and the initial release is way too expensive now, especially if you get it complete with everything. Looks really good. It's got his entrance jacket. It's got the Intercontinental Championship. And the cool thing too about all of these re-releases of these figures is that they're all going to be the new style. Pretty sure from what I'm seeing, they're all going to be the new style of the Elite figures, which means double jointed elbows. So that's awesome. They're also re-releasing the Bam Bam Bigelow. I was lucky enough to find this figure when it first released years ago. That's at least 12 years ago at this point. It looks really, really cool. And it's such a cool figure, honestly. If I get the opportunity, I may buy it again just because it looks cool. And again, with the re-release of these, they're all going to have the double jointed elbows, which is awesome. Going to make them a lot better with posability and everything. Next is something that I'm not going to end up buying, but I think it's cool, so I'm going to comment on it anyway, and that is the Target exclusive 3-pack with Razor Ramon, The Undertaker, and the 1-2-3 Kid, also known as X-Pac. It is cool that they're releasing another Razor Ramon in a different color. He's got the lime green attire in this one. They're releasing another 1-2-3 Kid. There hasn't been a 1-2-3 Kid in quite some time. And he's got the different attire on. He's got the Lightning Kid attire on, which is awesome. And The Undertaker looks like he's pretty much a re-release. We've seen before. The head might be a little different. I'm not sure. But again, with the re-releases come the new double jointed elbows with these Elite figures, which is always awesome. And the biggest thing with this one is that it comes with the original Raw stage, the big letters RAW, and they are plastic. I heard that they are plastic. They're not cardboard or anything like that. They're plastic. So that will be really, really cool for a lot of the old school WWE fans to be able to put this together. It's a cool set. Now, this one I may have to break what I said about focusing on Attitude Era WWF. I was a WWF guy back in the day, but I did watch WCW, and you cannot think of WCW without thinking of Goldberg. I was a big fan of Goldberg's back in the day. I loved Stone Cold more, like I was a Stone Cold guy. Well, you were either Goldberg on Goldberg's side or you were on Stone Cold's side. Kind of like you were either on WCW side or WWF side. This figure looks awesome. I'm super excited about this. It's the Ultimate Edition, which means it's going to be have a lot of articulation. Comes with multiple heads. Comes with the WCW Heavyweight Championship. It comes with the WCW United States Championship. 3 different heads you've got. You've got the regular you know, stoic, serious looking face, which I think might be the best of them. You get the screaming face, which is a re-release, that's not a new sculpt. And then you've got the new sculpt, which has the hole in the mouth, so you can have the smoke coming out of the mouth to replicate that epic entrance of him coming through the sparks and inhaling the smoke and blowing it out. I'm looking forward to that one, and I will end up picking that one up for sure. Next is another one I'm super excited for. We're getting a new Ken Shamrock figure. Heck yes. I do have the initial release in the red, which is still awesome. It's a great figure. However, we are getting a new figure and we're getting a chase. Now, I can't find any confirmation on this anywhere online, but from what it looks like is that the blue is going to be the common and the green's going to be the chase. And I really hope that's the case, because when they released the first Ken Shamrock, I was going to buy a second one and paint it blue. I always liked him best in the blue attire. And I know it's all exactly the same attire except for the color. And unfortunately I just never was, because the figure shot up in value before I could grab a second one. So it's really cool. We're getting essentially two new Ken Shamrock figures. They both are exactly the same, but one blue, one green, and they come with the Intercontinental Championship. And another re-release, we are getting the man they call Vader. Yes, and this one is really cool too, because it looks like a new head. It looks like the mask is sculpted on this time, which is really cool. All the other releases, it was removable, because he did take it off at some point. It really wasn't a mask to hide his identity or anything like that. It was just part of the, you know, the look. But it looks like it is sculpted on. This is one I'm definitely going to get, even though I do have the initial release of Vader. This figure looks really, really awesome. And it falls into that time period where I can actually buy this one. And this wasn't really released at San Diego Comic-Con. However, it was released around the same time, or maybe like right after. That is the Ultimate Edition Jeff Hardy figure. Ultimate Edition 14. This looks sick. You know, despite everything going on right now in the personal life of Jeff Hardy, I was a huge Hardy Boys fan back in the day, and even during this era of Jeff Hardy, I was a big fan. I liked the entrance with the glow-in-the-dark paint. I liked that he was, you know, doing all the paint. This look is just really cool. The white pants with the zebra accents on there. He's got the rag in the back pocket. He comes with 2 separate heads. He comes with 3 sets of hands, and he comes with a removable shirt and his necklace that has the little Hardy Boys logo on it. This figure looks really, really cool. Most likely gonna pick this one up. I think it looks great. Again, despite what's going on with Jeff Hardy's personal life or whatever, with some people these days, it's like you kind of have to treat them as 2 separate people. This is the Jeff Hardy of my childhood. I can still watch matches. I can still, you know, reminisce and everything, and enjoy all the old stuff without letting the modern stuff taint that. And sometimes that's just what you have to do. I'll jump into this real fast. Funko, the one little bit of Funko reveal or whatever that they showed, or that I was interested in, was of course Spider-Man No Way Home. They showed off all 3 of the Spider-Man, and Doc Ock. The way that they formatted the photo, or the graphic, that the 3 Peters might be in a 3-pack. I hope that's not the case. If it is, we'll live. That just means it's going to be more expensive. But the fact that, again, an Andrew and a Toby Funko, Spider-Man Funko Pop, really cool. I want them all. I even want Doc Ock. He looks awesome. These are welcome releases in my book. I want these badly. I want to know, you know, I want the pre-order to go up. Let me know when I can get these. Because I want to make sure that more than anything, I get that Toby Pop. I'm going to save the Neca TMNT for last. I'm going to get into the miscellaneous Neca stuff. Just a couple things that I saw. Some of it I do want. Some of it I've already pre-ordered. And others, I think they're cool. First of all, we are getting Neca Dinosaurs figures. Yes. If you don't know, there was a show on ABC that ran from 1991 to 1994 called Dinosaurs, and it was essentially a sitcom. It had actors in dinosaur suits and puppets. The way I would describe it is Roseanne, but with dinosaurs. It was a really good show at the time, and I mean, for me personally, I don't think it holds up all that well. I still think it's pretty incredible what they did with the suits and the animatronics. However, we're getting figures from NECA. You see here Earl, which is the dad there, and then of course baby Sinclair, not the mama. Fun fact about that, he was actually voiced by the original voice actor of Elmo, Kevin Clash. No word yet on how they're going to get released, if this is going to be, they're going to be released together, or if they're going to be released separately. Maybe baby Sinclair will be released separately with a ton of accessories. And no word on whether or not they'll make the rest of the family or anybody else from the show. I guess it really just depends on how well the initial release of Earl and baby Sinclair will do. Would be pretty cool to at least get the rest of the family. There's a sister, there's a brother, a mother, and a grandma, I think, at some point. Also, apparently it is the 40th anniversary of E.T., one of the best sci-fi movies that I've ever seen. It still holds up. It's still so good. I have this weird fascination with like little alien creatures. I mean, I don't know what it is. Gizmo from Gremlins, Grogu from The Mandalorian, Stitch. I don't know, but I do love E.T. I had all the Funko Pops pre-order that just went up for pre-order. They're supposed to come out later this fall. Probably going to cancel all those now because NECA released are releasing these. They are up for pre-order already. We have Ultimate E.T. here. He's got the blanket. He's got a bag of Reese's Pieces. He's got his flower. He's got the speak and spell. He's got a couple of different hands. Looks really, really good. We've got Ultimate E.T. Ultimate E.T. actually has a glowing heart, LED heart. He has the flower as well. He also has the device that he puts together to be able to phone home, and he comes with several different hands. I don't really know what makes that ultimate exactly, but still, it's pretty cool. I guess it's the lighting effect in the chest. Then we've got E.T. in the flannel. If you've seen the movie, the part when everyone's gone and he gets into the fridge and gets drunk, he's wearing a flannel shirt. He's got the speak and spell. He's got the phone, and he's got, I think is that a beer can? I can't. No, the remote control for the TV because he's watching TV while everyone's gone. So that one's really, really cool as well. And last but certainly not least, we've got E.T. in disguise. He's wearing the wig and the dress, a little hat. He's got a purse. And this one, he's got the flower, but it's dead. That's before he brings it back to life. And then he has a bunch of hands and a separate head, it looks like. So he's got one with the wig on, he's got one without the wig. The last thing we got is Elliot and E.T. on the bike. If you know anything about, even if you don't, you've probably seen the image, the silhouette of them flying through the air in front of the moon. It's iconic. But we've got Elliot and E.T. on the bicycle. This one, I'm not, something seems off about this one to me. I don't know what it is about this one. Pre-ordered all of these guys. I don't know if I end up picking them all up because they're all set for October 2022, at least on Big Bad Toy Store. The E.T. and Elliot right now is $46.99. The deluxe E.T. that comes with the device and the glowing heart, he is also $46.99. The other ones are $37.99. And again, that's on Big Bad Toy Store. They mark it up just a little bit on some stuff, I'm assuming that when these hit stores, they'll be probably around the regular range of like $32.99. And last but certainly not least, my girlfriend was super excited about this. I showed her as soon as I was able that we're finally getting the creature from the Black Lagoon in the NECA horror line. He looks really sweet. The creature looks awesome, and I'm sure he'll be awesome. NECA has some issues for sure. They're very similar to Funko in the fact is they have so much going on at one time. It's like I feel like guys, you need to stop just doing a little bit of everything and kind of focus on finishing things out. But say what you want, they do make a really nice looking action figures. We also got word that Dracula is finally coming in the fall of this year, so look forward to that as well. Staying in the realm of NECA, now I'm gonna hit NECA TMNT. We got a mix here of the animated series. We've got they're starting to delve into the Mirage comics, and we've got the movie stuff as well. First of all, they finally showed the brothers, the Turtles, that's coming out based on the Mirage comics, the original comics. These, I don't know, they look kind of off to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the shape. They're all kind of that like similar kind of like boxy shape. But I don't know. There's just something off about them. I'm not really interested. I got in once the Ninja Turtles became cartoons. Like that's when I got into it as a kid. I mean, I was the target audience. So I got in around that era. So the Mirage comics, like, I appreciate them, obviously. If it wasn't for those, if it wasn't for Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird making those comics, we would have TMNT today. So I respect them. I appreciate them. Yeah, a lot of these I'm not really interested in collecting personally. And also, they had in hand the Donatello as the Invisible Man. This one's pretty good. I have to give it to him. This one I'm kind of feeling. Some of them, not all of them, have hit the mark for me. April as the Bride of Frankenstein didn't do it for me. I was excited about Splinter's Van Helsing, but once they actually showed what he's actually going to look like, my interest kind of went away in that one. This one, though, looks cool. I do like this one. I like the accessories for this one, so maybe I might pick this one up. I do have the Raphael as the Frankenstein's monster, and I do have Michelangelo as the Mummy pre-order that's supposed to come out in the fall. I passed on Leonardo as the Hunchback for now. I do think it looks awesome, though, actually seeing photos of it after the fact, like people getting it, the fact that the shell opens. It's got a lot of cool accessories. Maybe I'll pick that one up retroactively. And, maybe, depending on how things go, I might pick up Donatello as the Invisible Man. We also got to see, they had in hand, or, on display their Super Rocksteady and Mighty Bebop. These are really cool. I'm still kicking myself for missing out on the robot Bebop and Rocksteady. I saw them one time at Target during the whole haulathon thing. I saw them one time, and I passed on them, and that's the only time I ever saw them. My logic for passing up on them was that I didn't have the regular Bebop and Rocksteady, so why would I want the robot Bebop and Rocksteady? But I've got those coming now. I've got Bebop and Rocksteady coming now, and so now I'm kind of kicking myself. But these are really, really cool. They look really nice. Looks like they're going to have a bunch of accessories if the accessories that are around them are what, come with the figures. These will be really cool. I feel like these are going to be something that a lot of people are going to want, so they may be hard to find. Who knows? They had an awesome display for all the animated TMNT stuff set up, but word came out that these little dioramas that they had set up, the initial release will be the living room, and then the kitchen, and then the workshop. And the workshop will be the one that costs the most because of all the accessories. So I'm assuming some of those accessories that you're seeing in the diorama that hasn't been previously released. Those are going to come with it, such as maybe the table, the contraption in the back, the portal, all that kind of stuff. And look at these little baby turtles. I love these guys so much. I want them. I really hope that they're not in some kind of, with an expensive set that I don't want. Maybe they'll be in like an accessory set for TMNT. We've seen accessory sets come out for the movies, but not for the cartoon. But these guys are adorable. I love them so much. And hopefully we get a chance to buy them. I assume that they're going to come out at some point if they showed them. Then back to the Mirage comics, we have Casey Jones from the comics. This one I'm kind of interested in. He looks really cool, and he's really close to the animated series Casey. Just it's basically a couple of color changes, and it's pretty much the same. That's another one that I missed out on in the infancy of NECA's animated TMNT run, as I never got Casey. And then last for the TMNT, we've got the TMNT 2, The Secret of the Ooze. We actually see them in the package. Mikey and Donnie together, and then Leonardo and Raphael together. They changed it up because with the original movie, Mikey and Raph were together and Leo and Donnie were together. So that's kind of nice. Honestly, I like that a lot better. If I had to choose between the two, I would want Mikey and Donnie versus Leonardo and Raph. But these look really good. I'm glad that there's going to be a chance to get these guys. The pre-order went up a couple of months ago to get them in, all four of them together in a special VHS box, which was really, really nice, but I just did not have the money at the time to get those. They look like they come with some pretty cool accessories. We've got pizza again, of course. We've got their weapons. Looks like we got Mikey's little kind of like wiffle ball bat thing. There's a little like alternate forearm for Donatello, so that that lifts up, the wristband lifts up, and he has the watch underneath. And then Leo and Raph look like they just have their weapons. Leo, of course, with the katanas, and Raph with the sais, and then they have alternate hands. I'm interested in getting those as well. They did say when the initial pre-orders went up for those guys that the bodies have been retooled. They're not just re-releasing these bodies with new heads. The bodies are going to be different. Maybe they're going to be more posable, better articulated. That would be cool. Those are my thoughts on San Diego Comic-Con 2022. I didn't talk about everything that they released. I just hit the high points and what I thought, basically, mainly what I am interested in, what I want to buy, and what I'm interested in the future. I hope you enjoyed the video. I tried to get it out as quickly as possible. I wanted to get it out as soon after Comic-Con's ending as I could, just so that it would still be relevant. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop those down below. I appreciate any interaction that you have with my videos. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. All those links are in the description. But again, thank you so much. Stay awesome, keep collecting, and I will see you next time.